continue with our class Kosher Kitchen. We start with Sefer Chaim, and the topic today is the big topic is TLS for subject's benefit. My TLS meaning, as we said before, it's for constructive purpose. 1 second. Okay, very good. And today's topic is helping others to improve. The first category of constructive purpose is to help the person about whom one is speaking. There is a tendency among many to ignore the misconduct of others in favor of live and let live attitude. Let us first understand why the Torah rejects this attitude. So people would like to be likable, right? They will want to have many friends, many fans, and they would not say what person needs to hear, but what person wants to hear, which is absolutely wrong. That's not a Jewish concept, not a Jewish approach, right? So because why? We care not to, as we said many times, we're not trying to humiliate anybody. We're trying to actually provide this service for that person, so that person also have a share in the world to come. That's it. It's for his own benefit. Every person is born with a character flaws. It is our mission in life to change and grow, to strive and to perfection and spirituality. We all want to rid ourselves of our imperfections. People do want to be good. What makes life so challenging is that negative character traits are blinding. We either lose sight of what our goals should be or rationalize that to the point that we simply cannot differentiate between right and wrong. It's an amazing paragraph. So let's do it again, and we're going to explain everything it says here. So every person is born with character flaws, right? As Rabbi Reuven always say that he quotes Vilna Gaon, who says that the purpose of the person coming to this world is to fix his character traits, right? So if you're talking about fixing, meaning that it's not perfect. So a person comes with character flaws. That's normal, right? Not to work on them is not normal. Okay. It is our mission in life to change, right? To grow and to strive perfection and spirituality. So first of all, a person must understand what HaShem expects from us, right? All of these attributes of HaShem that we learned yesterday, right? At least not all, but some we were speaking about some of this concept, right? And we try to emulate HaShem and see we learn Torah, and from Torah we see what is desirable character traits. We learn Rambam, Hilchos Dios, we learn Shmona Prakim, we learn Hilchas Teshuvah, and we see what HaShem is actually valuing, right, as a character traits, and what He's frowning upon. Okay, so our life is to change ourselves. Perfection and spirituality. Continue. We all want to rid ourselves of imperfection. So here's the thing: is a catchy sentence. So it says we all want. So just to want is exactly zero, right? So you want and actually do, right? So the person must make for themselves plans how I should work on my character traits. And the learning in Mitzvot it's like he gives exactly plan on how to attack this bad character traits, this character deficiency, and he would go like one by one. So and he gives us like exactly plan what to do. Mitzvot. We all want to get rid of ourselves of imperfection. People do want to be good. That's true. So even some people, even corrupted people, they would do donation to, even they're not Jews, to the idol worshiper places in order or even to some other causes, in order for people to think somehow good of them. Why? Because everybody wants to be like thought of as a good person. So it's natural. What makes life is so challenging is that the negative character traits are blinding, right? So what is the problem? So these character traits are blinding. What does it mean? Our sages say that the person cannot see the character flaws. So as we example yesterday that we gave, so somebody would have like X sticking in his head, and he would see in the mirror and would not see it. Everybody see it, but besides him. Why? Because he's blinded. He's blinded with his character flaws, right? We either lose sight of what our goal should be. So lose sight meaning you have to first learn what the goals should be, right? But if person learned and then got sidetracked, right, that's also a problem. Or rationalize the point that we simply cannot differentiate between right and wrong. So and people are very good advocates of themselves, and they usually people can give themselves many excuses why I cannot do this in this time, and this time in double quotes sometimes it's forever, unfortunately, right? Continue. One of the greatest gifts HaShem has blessed us with is companionship. Friends, family, people around us who are close enough to care, yet distant enough to be objective. To abstain from the speaking up and offering one another reproof and guidance amounts to depriving one another of one of the most valuable tools for the personal growth. We must get involved and, when necessary, even enlist the involvement of others in helping people through the struggles of life. Remaining silent when reproof is called, it's called for, is not shmiras halashon. It is depriving one's fellow of his lifeline in self-improvement. So it's a very deep paragraph, so let's try to understand what it says here. One of the greatest gifts HaShem has blessed us with companionship, right? Friends, family, people around us who close enough to care. So people, usually friends, supposed to be, right? Suppose family, people around us, people close to us, they're supposed to care about us. And care about us is not only give us compliments, right? But help us, meaning to grow spiritually. Okay. Yet distance enough to be objective. So on one hand, they're very close to us. On another hand, they see us from outside, meaning that they can be, if they want to, they can be objective and actually give us a good advice. To abstain from speaking up and offering one another reproof and guidance amounts to depriving one another on the most valuable tools of personal growth. So when person keeps quiet, so somebody is close to us and keeps quiet, he or she is understand what's going on, what is wrong, because it's like this X that I was speaking about yesterday. It's so obvious, right? And they said no, he's going to, he knows he would find out. Let somebody else tell him or her. So that's it's cruelty. It's not compassionate. Companionship. It is a simple cruelty, right? Because person will never change. We must get involved, and when necessary, even enlist the involvement of others. So we have to get involved, and sometimes you need to go to get someone who is more can influence better that specific person. We had the class today in one person. He's a pure soul. I think he's in his early 20s, maybe 21, 22. Right? And he was trying to rebuke an elderly person. And what his young fellow said, 100% true. 100%. And what is this elderly person, not elderly, I'm not sure how old was he, maybe 50, 60, like twice age, more than twice than this young fellow. And this elderly person did not take it very well, whatever this guy was trying to reprove him, right? So in this case, and he asked me what to do, and The answer is yes, right? Sometimes you have to get somebody else involved, and some other person, that this elderly person, grown up person, is going to respect more that person opinion, not 21-year-old. It's not that 21-year-old was not right. He was, after he told me what he said, it was 100% right. But sometimes you need help of somebody else. Maybe somebody is close. Maybe somebody that person would respect more. Okay. Okay. So imminently the involvement of others in helping people through their struggle of life. Okay, we said that. Remaining silent when reproof is called for is not shmiras halashon. It is depriving one's fellow from a lifeline in self-improvement, right? So just to keep quiet when something is going on, it's not good. It's not good. It's not being good to that person. It's actually being cruel to that person, because he's like, as Rabbi Reuven and Shlit always say, it's like you see the train is coming, right? This person is maybe in his headphones, he's dancing on the railroads, and he does not know that the train is coming, and you see, right? So for you to stay, oh, maybe he would not like me, maybe to if I push him because he cannot hear because of the headphones. So that's exactly what's going on. Sometimes you have to push him, and I don't know, maybe, right? So even maybe he's going to fall, but he's going to appreciate all his life if he's normal. If not normal, so that's a different story. We'll stop here. All right, so we continue with our Kosher Kitchen.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
No, sorry. I just wanted to know what page from both books are we in today?
Yes, okay. So that's a very good question. I love this question. On this Chofetz Chaim, what's 150? 150. And in this book, 1 second, is 136. Okay, so our topic is chapter 5, and our topic is precautionary prohibitions. So meaning precautionary prohibitions, as we explained a few times before, meaning that what our rabbis instituted for us is like offenses, so we would not violate the real Torah prohibitions. Okay, so and we start with a summary, and this summary is going to refresh in our mind what we discussed last time. So it says, what consider meat food? Okay, what's considered meat food? One who ate pareh food cooked with meat, or one who ate clear meat or chicken broth, must wait 6 hours before eating dairy, or before eating pareh food cooked with dairy. Okay, so it's very, very clear. So pareh food cooked with meat. So, for example, you have potatoes, right? Like meat stew, right? It was meat stew, so only potatoes left. Okay, very nice. So these potatoes, 100% meat, halachically, of course. I mean, it has taste of the meat, it's absorbed the taste of the meat, but it's for us, it's 100% meat. Or clear broth, right? There is no chicken, so it was. It's not chicken soup. I mean, it is chicken soup, but there is no chicken and nothing else, like right. But for us, it's 100% meat, right? So you have to wait 6 hours before eating dairy, right? Or even something that was cooked with dairy, right? Some pareh food that is cooked with dairy. So that's the thing. Okay, next one. One who eats potato from Shabbos meat cholent must wait 6 hours before eating dairy, or even crust of the pizza. So it's very interesting. That's the last part of the example is amazing. So I mean, we just gave this example, this potatoes from Shabbos cholent. I mean, of course, it's only potatoes, but for us, it's 100% meat, and even crust of the pizza. So crust of the pizza meaning, like the side piece where there is no cheese. There is no cheese, period. So all of the cheese, in the middle, and the crust is usually like the there is no cheese, right? So even that there is no cheese, this area of no cheese, we treat as 100% dairy. Okay, because it was cooked with dairy. So and this baking together, right? Meaning baking this pizza crust with cheese. It's 100% cooking. Okay, so it's parev, meaning the dough was parev. They don't. I don't think they add the milk. I think it's water, right? I'm not a big expert in the pizza, but I assume it's water only, and they cooked it with cheese. That's the thing. Okay. So it was summary. So we continue with the new material, and it says, I mean, it's same chapter. So let me see what is the big topic quickly. Oh, okay. So big topic. It's good that we check. The big topic is which meat food requires 6 hours wait. Okay. Okay. So it was A. So now we're going to B. Foods cooked in a meat pot. Two common questions relate to the parev foods cooked in a meat pot without meat. In a meat pot without meat. So before that, we discussed something what's cooked with meat. Okay. Number one, may one eat dairy immediately after eating the parev food, or must one wait 6 hours? Of course, we're going to see how long ago this part was used for, right? So the example would be if you have you have a meat pot and you cook spaghetti, right? Can you eat the spaghetti with cheese? That's the question. So number two, may okay. So the question, if in order to, just 1 second. No, that's a different. I apologize. That's not the question. 1 second. May one eat dairy immediately after eating parev foods? No. First person ate this spaghetti, right? And now he wants to drink coffee with milk. Okay. Is he obligated to wait 6 hours or not? That's the question. I apologize for confusion. Okay. Next one, number two. May one eat dairy together with parev food? Oh, that's okay. So that's the second scenario, right? This spaghetti with cheese. So spaghetti was cooked in a meat pot. Okay. Number one, eating dairy afterwards. One who eats parev food that was cooked in a meat pot, even Ben-yomo pot. Ben-yomo, we said is less than 24 hours. So it was used, let's say 8 hours. They clean it, right? Wash it good, right? With the soap, with everything, but it's less than 24 hours. Okay. This is true. So one who eats parev food that was cooked in a meat pot, even a Ben-yomo pot, without meat, need not wait 6 hours before eating dairy. This is true even if the pot was not scrubbed well of the gravy residue beforehand. Okay. So if someone ate this parev food, let's say go back to our spaghetti, right? So pot was used more than 24 hours. That's obvious. But even less than 24 hours. So we cook this spaghetti, and after the spaghetti, we're not obligated to wait 6 hours in order to eat dairy. Okay. Continue. Number two, eating dairy with parev food. So now we're talking about this our spaghetti with this cheese. A taste embedded in a pot becomes stale after 24 hours and will no longer affect the food cooked in that pot. Okay. Thus, the question of whether or not one may eat dairy with a parev food cooked in a clean meat pot depended upon whether or not the pot is Ben-yomo. There is whether or not it was used for hot meat during the period of 24 hours. So let's try to explain what it says here. Okay, so first scenario was eaten separate. So we have to draw the line here. So biblically, it says that you're not allowed to eat meat and milk together. That's a biblical prohibition. Now we were talking about not together, but one after another. So as we said, there are some cases of leniency that you can eat one after another, but it's proper to wait 1 hour, right? But then we said 6 hours. Okay, so it's one after another, not one together with another. So even if this pot was not Ben-yomo, so it was it was used for meat in less than 24 hours. So we said, no problem, eat your spaghetti, you finish your spaghetti, and then you can drink your coffee with milk. There is no problem. That's first scenario. So now it's a different scenario. So now we're saying, can we eat it together in the same meal? So if this spaghetti is meat, right? Meat in the double quotes. So in essence, the question is, can we eat this spaghetti without cheese? Right, so that's a much stricter case, as we understand. So one more time, and we're going to explain. Right, eating daily with the parve food. Okay. So cheese with this spaghetti, which is parve, that was cooked in a meat pot. A taste embedded in a pot becomes stale after 24 hours, and will no longer affect the food cooked in that pot. So if it's more than 24 hours, so even though they say taste, even though we said that we wash with a dishwasher, right? Like with what is it? With a sponge, with everything. So it's clean, 100% clean. But we said that some taste absorb into the pores, especially in the metal, the porous. It's going to stay there for how long? Only for 24 hours. After 24 hours, the taste is not good. It spoils the taste by itself. Okay. That's the question of whether or not one may eat dairy with a parve food cooked in a clean meat depends upon whether or not the pot is Ben-yomo. So now we say, so since if you're going to cook the spaghetti in a pot, in a clean pot, right? That was used less than 24 hours. So the vessel, this pot is going to give away this meat, right? The taste of the meat. Of course, it's negligent. It's tiny. Okay, we all understand it, but it is for sure. It's going to happen. Right? So one after another, it's leniency, right? But what is about one together with the other? Right, so after 24 hours, we say the taste spoils. It should be no issue. But less than 24 hours, that's the question. That's the question of whether or not one may eat dairy with a parve food cooked in a clean meat pot depends upon whether or not the pot is Ben-yomo. There is whether or not it was used for hot meat during the parve during the previous 24 hours. That's the question. Okay. So, I mean, we've already given the answer, but here's the answer. Official answer. A, Ben-yomo pot. And as we always say, there is a difference between Ashkenazic and, we discussed it before, between Ashkenazic and Sephardic tradition. So, Ashkenazic tradition is more stricter, usually. Not always, but usually. And Ben-yomo pot. Okay, so meaning that pot was used for meat in less than 24 hours. According to Ashkenazic tradition, one may not eat dairy with parve food. One after another, there is no problem. So, well, just to keep it clear, right? So we're talking about together. According to Ashkenazic tradition, one may not eat dairy with a parve food that was cooked in a Ben-yomo meat pot. Period. That's it. So if you're Ashkenazi and you cook this, of course we're going to speak about exceptions, right? There are exceptions, but if you cook this spaghetti in a meat pot, so you cannot eat it with cheese. Okay, this is true even if the pot was thoroughly washed beforehand. So who would cook this spaghetti in a dirty pot? But just in case they still warn us, it was clean. Continue. Nevertheless, one may put food cooked in a meat pot on a dairy dish while hot. So as we discuss in how the taste is being transmitted. So in this case, since there is no substance to the taste that was absorbed into walls of the pot, so it's going to get absorbed by this spaghetti, but it's not going to pass anywhere else. So even this hot spaghetti put on a cold or hot whatever milk plate, there is no problem whatsoever. Okay. According to Sephardic tradition, one may eat dairy with a pot of food and certainly put it on dairy dish while hot. So Sephardic tradition, as we said, it's more lenient, and they say there is no problem even if this pot is not Ben-yomo. Again, if it's Ben-yomo, if it's more than 24 hours, nobody argues. The only difference in the tradition only when a pot is less than 24 hours. Okay, so Sephardic tradition, it's clear they can eat the pot of food and certainly put it on a dairy dish. Okay, well hot, no problem. This issue is barnat was discussed in chapter 3. So barnat, it's infusion of the taste from one substance to another and then to another. So in this case, it's not relevant according to Sephardic tradition. Continue. Next scenario. Non-ben-yomo pot. Okay. If, however, the meat pot was not used for hot meat during the previous 24 hours, so and this author, he's a great posek, just to say the least, right? So he's very, very careful in his sentences, right? His statements. So he said, if, however, the meat pot was not used for the hot meat. So, and today somebody asked me a question about spoons. And this was paref, not paref. So, and spoons were not kosher. So the second question that I asked was the spoon cold or hot? Right? Was it dipped into the hot dish or a cold dish? So that's the game changer, right? So one more time. So he's great posek, as we said. If, however, the meat pot was not used for meat during the period 24 hours, non-ben-yomo, even Ashkenazi may eat the pot of food with dairy. So people have only limited amount of pots. For example, people go to country, right? Where really people go upstate to the mountains, and it's like you drive there. It's like all Jews from Brooklyn, from Muncie, from this place, from that place. Everybody like upstate. It's only from New Jersey. Everybody's there. Very interesting, right? So, and these bungalows are tiny. So when you have a lot of Baruch Hashem, big family. So sometimes it's one room, sometimes it's two room tops. So to bring all your pots, sometimes it's mission impossible. There is simply no room. So in this case, they would use something like would not take a pot of pots for this reason, right? Okay, so even if this pot was not used for hot meat, right, for more than 24 hours. So even for Ashkenazi, for Sephardim, needless to say, so they can use this spaghetti, eat this spaghetti with cheese, no problem. Continue. Nevertheless, according to Ashkenazic tradition, unless no suitable paref or dairy pot is available, one should not initially cook paref food, even in non-ben-yomo meat pot, if he plans to eat the food with dairy. Let's read the. No, there is no commentary, sorry. So Ashkenazic tradition, as we said, it's much stricter. So they say, okay, even though it is permissible, don't do it. Don't do it. And in what sense? So they say use only paref pot for these purposes. Don't rely on these 24 hours. Maybe it was less than 24 hours. Maybe, right? How do you know? Maybe it was less than 24 hours. Maybe you're not going to wait full 24 hours because you're in a rush. So they say if there is a pot available, so don't use that. Right, so you cannot plan, and according to Ashkenazi tradition, so you cannot plan in advance to do that, because according to some poskim, it would be forbidden. So if you plan to use this non-Ben-yomo pot like for 24 hours, and you plan it to cook something like this spaghetti, to eat it with cheese. So according to some authorities, still it would be forbidden. If you did not plan, if you just cooked you cooked in general the spaghetti, so after the fact somebody said, oh, let's eat with cheese. You say, oh yeah, that's a good idea, let's eat with cheese. Okay, so that's after the fact, there is no problem, right? So there is a difference of the opinions. So it's proper, as we said, to eat it, to cook it in a parif, but after the fact, he can eat it, she can eat it. Okay, continue. So actually, let me read this sentence one more time, so we like the whole sentence. Nevertheless, according to Ashkenazic tradition, unless no suitable parif or dairy pot is available. So dairy pot meaning if you're planning to eat this spaghetti with cheese, so cook it in a dairy pot, right? So why should you cook it in a meat pot? That's another. It's good that we read. We picked up one more point. One should not initially cook the parif food, even in non-Ben-yomo utensil, meaning that was not used for more than 24 hours, not Ben-yomo meat pot, if he plans to eat it with dairy. So initially, so don't plan it, but after the fact, as we said, you can eat it. Next scenario, sharp foods cooked in a meat pot. That's, as we said, this garlic, right, radish, onions, and other things, so they consider to be sharp foods, right? And we're speaking about, was it chapter 3, I think, right? The nut bar nut, how the taste travels. Okay, so one more time, sharp foods cooked in a meat pot. We noted earlier that the sharp foods leave the ability to revive the stale taste. So, right, so very interesting. Thus, the previous lenient halacha regarding non-Ben-yomo pot does not apply when sharp foods are cooked in that pot. So that's very, very clear. So let me read one more time, just to make sure that we understand. So sharp food, as we said, they absorb the taste, and they preserve the taste. And we discussed earlier the issue with a knife. So if you cut these onions with a knife, and then with meat, so it becomes meat knife. So continue. So one more time. We noted so even meat knife, even if it was cold, right? Sharp foods cooked in a meat pot. We noted earlier that the sharp foods have the ability to revive the stale taste. Clear. Thus, the previous lenient halacha regarding non-Ben-yomo pot, so more than 24 hours, does not apply when the sharp foods are cooked in that pot. Okay, that's the thing. Continue. So section number 3C, right? So it says, foods cut with a meat knife. Very interesting. The halacha regarding food cut with a meat knife are complex. The rules vary dependent upon whether the food is hot or cold, as usual, and whether or not the knife is used to cut sharp foods. This is discussed in chapter 8. Okay, so we're in chapter 5, chapter 8, we're going to discuss knife and how to kosher knife. It's not so simple. It's, as we said before, it's different from other koshering. So now we got to practical summary. Food cooked in a meat pot. One who ate parif food that was cooked in a clean meat pot, even if it was not scrubbed well, is not required to wait 6 hours before eating dairy. So the first halacha is very simple. So we can eat one after another. So again, the biblical prohibition is to eat one with another. So if somebody ate party food from that was cooked in a clean meat pot, right? So he can eat dairy food, and he is not obligated to wait 6 hours. So it's not because this this spaghetti did not become meat 100%. Okay, it's some meat because, as we said, it's absorbed some meat, but one after another is no problem. Next one, according to Ashkenazic tradition, one may not eat dairy along with party food that was cooked even in a clean Ben-yomo pot. Okay. So one more time, according to Ashkenazic tradition, one may not eat dairy along with party food that was cooked even in a clean Ben-yomo meat pot. So if this clean pot, but it was used less than 24 hours, right, for meat, for cooking meat, so Ashkenazi person cannot eat this spaghetti that we cooked with dairy, with cheese. Okay. Continue. One may put cooked foods in a meat pot on a dairy dish even while hot. So again, same scenario. So this spaghetti that was cooked in a meat pot that was used in the last 24 hours. Of course, it was clean, right? So you can put it in a dairy dish, right? Even while hot, meaning there is no further transfer of the taste. Okay, only transfer of the taste into the spaghetti, but not to the dish. Continue. According to Sephardic tradition, one may eat dairy along with a party food and certainly put it on a dairy dish. So according to Sephardic tradition, we say if this pot was used at less than 24 hours, Ben-yomo pot, right? But it was washed, right? So there is they allow to eat it, like even initially to plan it like this with dairy food. Okay, so that's the leniency. I mean, it's not the leniency. We have to understand. So it is halacha. Halacha and leniency, two separate things. For Sephardic people, it's not the leniency. That's halacha for them. Okay, so that's correction. Continue. The lenient halachas regarding non-Ben-yomo pot do not apply even to sharp foods that cooked in that pot, right? So that's stringency. The lenient halachas regarding non-Ben-yomo pot, so non-Ben-yomo meaning that less than 24 hours, do not apply with the sharp food that cooked in that pot. So sharp foods are going to revive the taste. I don't know, sharp food that they did onions, right? Fried onions there. So it's going to absorb the taste of the meat. Okay, do we have any questions before we continue? I want to make sure that we are good.
Rabbi?
Yes.
So the 24 hours for the pot to be Ben-yomo, do they start counting when the pot is completely clean? Meaning, not even a single bit of leftovers on it.
I would say from the time it was cleaned, yes. So otherwise, like even you finish eating, but it's like stays in your sink, there is still like residue. So it's like a meat in there. So I have to clean, and then from that point we count 24 hours. So
and
that's yeah. Go ahead. Sorry. No, go ahead.
Yeah, this part where he says the question of whether or not one may eat dairy with part food cooked in a clean meat pot depends upon whether or not the pot is Ben-yomo. In example, whether or not it was used for hot meat during the previous 24 hours. Yeah. So when he says it was used for hot meat, does it mean that you just put the hot meat in there, or do you cook the meat?
That doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You put hot meat or you cooked there. So hot meaning it's very hot, that when your hand is going to recoil. So if you use, in other words, like what we're trying to say here with this statement, so if you use this pot for just storage of the food, like cold chicken, right, or leftover chicken, you put it in this pot and put it in refrigerator. So that's there is no like infusion of the taste. Cold does not infuse the cold with the taste. So that's why he's very, very careful, and that's why I said it's amazing how he said it, right? With a hot meat, it's very interesting. So hot for storage or for hot? No, not for storage. For serving, for example, right? It was cooked there or served there. It does not make any difference. Okay, but very good questions. So it must be very clear. So if you have only few pots, right? If you have a pot of pots, like many of these situations are not going to apply to you. Period. Right. So you cook this spaghetti in a pot of pot, and you can use it. You can eat it with meat. You can use it with cheese, whatever. Right. Whatever you want. But of course, we're trying to cover all of the grounds. So you never know what situation we can get stuck in, and plus people ask questions, so you have to be prepared that people are going to ask this question. At least we know what to ask, right? At least we know what to ask, if it's when the last time this pot was used and when exactly you clean it. So some people leave the dirty dishes like for a day or 2 days, right? So they finish eating on Shabbos, and today is I don't know, Tuesday, and they still the sink it full of dirty dishes. You understand? That's also an issue. Any other questions before we continue? Okay, so let's continue a little more. 1 second. Time flies so fast. Okay, so we go into a table. If somebody's following, it's page 138. And we have following columns. Food cooked in a clean meat pot. Okay. Eating with dairy foods. Initially cooking with dairy, right? And placing while hot on a dairy dish. Okay. So first scenario is Ashkenazi custom Ben-yomo pot. Okay. Ben-yomo meaning in 24 hours. So food cooked in a clean meat pot, which was used less than 24 hours. Eating with dairy food prohibited. Okay. Very, very simple, right? It's Ashkenazi tradition. Initially eating with dairy food prohibited. Placing while hot on dairy dish is permitted. Okay, so that's Ashkenazi non-Ben-yomo, meaning less than 24 hours. Non-Ben-yomo. I apologize. It's Ben-yomo meaning in a period of 24 hours. I said it correctly, but in my mind I made a mistake. Okay, so continue. The next one, a non-Ben-yomo pot, meaning that it was not used for the past 24 hours. So eating with dairy, there is no problem. Okay, no problem. Initially cooking with dairy, prohibited if another pot is available. Okay, so we're talking about Ashkenazi tradition. So if according to Ashkenazi tradition, so if you have a pot of food, pot, don't cook this this spaghetti in order to use it in order to eat it with cheese. Don't do it, right? But placing while hot on a dairy dish, no problem. So I mean, needless to say, no problem, because if previous was no problem, so this one needless to say. Now we're going to Sephardic custom, Ben-yomo pot. So Ben-yomo is less than 24 hours. Eating with dairy food, as we said, for Sephardim, there is no problem, permitted. Initially cooking with dairy, initially cooking to eat with dairy foods, so even according to Sephardic custom, right, prohibited if another pot is available. So also like in some leniency, but some stringency. For Ashkenazi, both of these are prohibited. and placing while hot on a dairy dish permitted. So and next one, non-Ben-yomo pot, right? Of course, it's the most lenient option of all for Sephardim. Eating with dairy food, no problem, permitted. Initially cooking with dairy food, no problem, again permitted. And placing while hot on a dairy dish, no problem, is permitted. We're talking about Sephardim and non-Ben-yomo pot, meaning that it was not used for 24 hours. Number 10. Which foods may not be eaten after meat? Okay. Which food may not be eaten after meat? A. Foods cooked with dairy. Poskim note that common custom is to refrain from eating parve food cooked with dairy within the 6 hours of eating, even foods merely cooked with meat. Even foods merely cooked with meat. So let's read it one more time, and we're going to explain. Foods cooked with, topic, which foods may not be eaten after meat. So after meat, and which foods, dairy is forbidden, that's clear, right? But what else is forbidden? So foods cooked with dairy. So meaning that this food would absorb dairy, right? It's not dairy, but it absorbs dairy. So parve foods that absorb dairy. Poskim note that a common custom is to refrain from eating parve foods cooked with dairy within the 6 hours of eating. 6 hours of eating, even foods merely cooked with meat. So let's see. I have a difficult time to give an example because we don't cook anything with dairy. In my house, we don't cook, like we're trying to stay away from this. Like nothing we cook with dairy. So, but what people will cook with dairy? I don't know, maybe we take this example. I mean, I'm not sure if it's practical example, but we have we had one example when a person serves rice with milk, right? So it's like morning breakfast, right? It's a breakfast. So let's say I'm not sure if they would they cook together, but let's say they cook together rice with milk, and now they remove rice completely. There is no milk, let's say. But this rice is 100% dairy, so you would not be allowed to eat this rice after meat for 6 hours. And plus, according to second part of the sentence, even if you have these potatoes, if you did not eat meat but you ate only potatoes from this cholent, right? So still you have to wait 6 hours until you eat this rice that was cooked with milk. Okay, that's the thing. Again, so there is no meat and there is no dairy, but parve foods that were cooked with meat and dairy. Okay, B. Foods cooked in a dairy pot. Okay. First scenario, bland foods. Bland parve foods cooked in a dairy pot may be eaten immediately after meat. Bland parve foods cooked in a dairy pot may be eaten immediately after meat. So meaning, again, as we said, cooked foods cooked in a dairy pot. Bland parve foods cooked in a dairy pot may be eaten immediately after meat. Maybe they're going to give us example of these foods. Maybe I guess that the pot is not Ben-yomo pot. But even if Ben-yomo in some cases we would allow, because I'm not sure. No, I don't want to comment. I'm not sure what he means. If he gives examples, scenario would be easier. Okay, so continue. Sharp foods. One who ate meat must wait 6 hours before eating sharp foods cooked in a dairy pot or cut with a dairy knife. So, and here is very simple, as we said before, because even the dairy knife, because the sharp foods are going to absorb the taste, even the stale taste, but it's still they're going to absorb and revive the taste of this pot, right? So it's going to be like dairy. So in this case, we need to wait 6 hours. Okay, so let me check time quickly. Okay, so let's do practical summary. So practical summary, what is considered dairy food? One should not eat parve food cooked with dairy within the 6 hours of eating meat. One more time, one should not eat parve foods, cooked with dairy, okay, within the 6 hours of eating meat, or even foods cooked with meat. Okay. Next one may eat parve foods cooked in dairy pot even immediately after meat. One can eat parve foods cooked in a dairy pot even immediately after meat, as we said. One should not eat parve sharp foods cooked in a dairy pot, right, or cut with a sharp dairy knife within the 6 hours of eating meat, because as we said, because sharp foods are like exception. Okay, so I think we can stop here. It's the next section and I want to start. It's a big section. Any questions on this topic or any topics? Anyone? Yes, go ahead.
So yeah, I have questions but are off topic.
Okay, that's our topic is off topic. Any topic is good. Yeah. That's our topic.
Yeah. So what happens if a Jew takes legal action against another Jew without going to a Beit-Din first, because he didn't know for one reason or another that this person was a Jew to begin with?
Mm-hmm. That's a good question. So in this case, he's innocent. If this sometimes. So even a person is not religious, but sometimes you can get by his name, by his last name, like you can suspect that maybe he's Jewish. You understand? Even like it's not always true, but sometimes there's some last names that sounds very Jewish. You understand? So if you suspect that, so you should have checked. But if it was like a completely Greg Walker or something, okay. So this Greg Walker most likely non-Jew, so was not obligated to check. Understand? So he's innocent. So the only issue. So let me just explain to everybody what the issue is. So the issue is if one Jew takes another Jew without consulting Beis Din, without trying at least take the matter to Beis Din, he's considered to be informer, and he has no share in the world to come. No more, no less. So it is a very serious offense to be informed against another Jew, right? Especially if the government, and in addition to this, just inform, it's one issue. But in addition, if the government is like the court would issue a ruling like not according to the Torah, so that's a second violation. So he would need to compensate this Jew that lost the case. Right, and the problem is, even if the law of the land is 100% as the law of the Torah, is still not allowed for one Jew to take another to court, because it minimizes the honor of the Torah. It's like we cannot decide the cases by ourselves. So all of the financial laws, all of the civil laws, we can judge in our Beis Din. Some criminal cases, of course, we cannot, but still it's proper to get permission from a judicial body, from a rabbis in order to go to civil court. Of course, I mean, if they not handle this issue, or if it's a life risk, so you're not obligated to go. So if you know there is a pedophile, like on the street and he's unfortunately Jew. So you're allowed to inform the authorities right away. So because of danger to society, and the Jewish court is not going to do much. But otherwise, if it's financial issues or some civil court like divorce or something, no reason, no permission whatsoever. Has to go through the rabbis. And again, what it stakes life in the world to come. Simple. So he could be Shomer Shabbos, this and that, and maybe big Baal Tzedakah. But guess what? Because he took other Jews to court, he lost his share in the world to come. So we have to be very, very careful about it. Yes. Good question.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Anybody? Any topic?
About the Hamotzi blessing.
Okay.
So, does bread covers all of the foods after we eat? For sure, one side of bread, or even a crumb of bread will cover immediately everything.
No. Only a person eat if he plans to eat kizayis. So it's normal for him to eat kizayis. So meaning what? So I can take one bite of my bread. Let's say I have kizayis, like this 1 ounce to 28 grams. It's a very good question, right? But I took a small bite and I want to drink something. I want to drink porah. I want to start salad. I want to eat a piece of potato, cucumber, something like that. So in this case, since I'm planning to eat this kizayis of bread in the next 3 to 4 minutes, there is no problem. I can eat other foods. There is no problem. They covered, right? But our sages teach us to be careful, right? And careful, and do not start any other foods until you eat this kizayis. So that's why it's proper. Don't touch other foods. You eat kizayis of bread, and then you eat all other foods. There is no problem. Why? Because they're afraid that you might forget it not to eat this kizayis in 3 to 4 minutes. That's the thing. But it's only like extra stringency. You're not obligated. You can eat this fish and tomatoes and whatever you want. Okay.
Another question is, I heard in some lectures there is an actual mitzvah of resting on Shabbos. So if this is the case, is it good to only rest during the whole Shabbos?
No, rest meaning is not. So when the Torah says rest, meaning be abstain from melacha. Melacha is some creative works that we're not allowed to do on Shabbos. But to sleep the whole Shabbos, it's a waste of life. So it says in another place, it says that the Shabbos was created for learning Torah. So we have to know, like in olden days, it was people were very, very poor, and it was very hard to make a living, especially when we live in all of this country of these anti-Semites, and they to make living was very, very hard, very, very hard. You eat the old story from Ashkenaz, how people live there. So it's terrible. They fasted, they give children. They suffered a lot. You understand? So of course, if a a man is obligated to learn Torah, but he's busy to provide for his family, so on Shabbos he's not busy with other things, so he's obligated to learn Torah. So rest meaning rest from all melachas, but men must learn Torah on Shabbos. And actually, they're not only men, and it was said about Holy Mother of Eliyahu Lapian, our great rabbi that sounds. So his mother, even though she never learned, she was a widow since early age. I'm not sure from what age, and she was raising several children. It was very hard, very difficult life, right? And but she managed to learn all of the midrashim. So all night on Shabbos, like after a meal, she would learn midrashim, right? And Rabbi Lapian, the great speaker that he was, the great Rabbi Talmid Chacham, he was like in the olden days, he would consult with his mother because she read these Midrashim so many times that she knew them by heart. It's unbelievable. So if this rabbi consulted his mother, and of course it would provide her like satisfaction, nechama, like she would of course enjoy it, but that's the thing. So men and women are obligated to learn Torah. Because why? Because HaShem is like he's taking over, right? He said you don't have to do anything, right? I absolve you, but learn Torah. Don't sleep the whole day. Of course, it's if you want to take a nap, so take a nap, but take a nap 1 hour, 1.5 hours, but not 3 hours or 5 hours.
Also about this, is it still an obligation to pray the 4 times, or praying only 1 time on Shabbos is enough, including not going to a synagogue?
No, going to synagogue and not going to synagogue does not make any difference. There is so a man, right, must pray 3 times a day, and on Shabbos and Yom Tov there is a special additional prayer called Musaf. Musaf, so Shacharis connects to the morning sacrifice. So there were 2 sacrifices in the Beis Hamikdash. In the morning, right? Morning Tamid. Tamid is continual offering, right? In the morning and in the afternoon. So Shacharis is for morning offering. Mincha is for afternoon offering, and Ma'ariv, like the evening prayer, is actually for. There were no offerings, but we had to burn on the altar all of the remaining meat. Well, like whatever we didn't have time to burn during the day, so we burned the whole night. The whole night the altar was busy. Kohanim were working non-stop the whole night. You understand? That's what Mariv services is. So until the dawn. Okay. And on Shabbos there was like extra sacrifice, right? Extra sacrifice that we call Musaf. So that's when we pray, even pray in the synagogue, where we're praying alone, does not make any difference. I mean, the connection to the sacrifices is still there. So man has to pray 4 times. This Musaf is very short, actually. I mean, not very short, but shorter than Shacharis, let's say. Right, and so women pray 1 time. That's enough. But many women accepted upon themselves the custom to pray twice a day. It's not, of course, they do not pray complete prayer, most of them, but some of them who have time, they pray complete prayer. There is no problem. Okay. So what else? Any other questions?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay.
Rabbi?
Yes, go ahead.
So I have this question regarding the part of the Ketoret that we read daily. So there's this part where we're supposed to count the ingredients with our fingers. And I remember some time ago, Kodav mentioned that each finger has like a different function.
Yes. So
is it like related to it? Are those 2 things related?
Yes, it is related to it. First of all, and I just want to explain a little what Kodo is asking. It's very interesting. So, about a few things, it says that it's a big Segula, and about the Ketoris is frankincense that we had to burn. Not we, like Kohen Gadol, most likely burn in a Beis Hamikdash. It's all of these beautifully smelling things. And 10 of them, 10 ingredients, and 1 is a foul smelling thing, right? Why? Because it says that the nation of Israel is not complete without Rishaim, so without wicked people. Of course, we don't like them, and they behave disgusting, but that's 11 ingredient. So without this ingredient, then the Ketoris is not good. And our sages say that. Usually Shulchan Aruch is not about Segula and stuff like that, right? It's Halachah, like to the point. but it says that it's a big Segula, it's a good omen, right? If for a person to read this Ketores, this this paragraph when Torah says what is ingredients ingredients and amounts that we use in Ketores, and it's a good Segula that your day is going to go good. So I mean, not because of this, but because it is on our Siddur, so that's what we read. But our sages said that it's have a very, very significant spiritual effect, because this we have to understand this frankincense. It's like it's spiritual, right? You see the smoke coming out, right? And that's it. There is nothing like physical going on. Okay, that's yeah. And these 10 fingers correspond. It's of course it's kabbalistically, but they correspond to these 10 ingredients. But it's not 10; it's 11, as we said. But 11, it's not. It's a full smelling ingredient, but we still need it. Very good question. Mm-hmm. Any other questions? Anybody else? Some people.
Yeah, one last quick question.
Okay, go ahead.
So, yeah, before Shabbos.
Okay.
So, on this part of the prayer, when we mentioned the heretics, do we have to think about some heretics specifically, or just the heretics in general?
If you're going to think about all of the heretics specifically, it's going to take you a very long time, and you don't know all of them personally, right? So we just pray in general, all of the heretics. So some heretics are not known to you, right? So they they pretend to be kosher and like Moshe Rabbeinu, but they're actually very big heretics. So HaShem knows what heretics are, and we ask Him to take them out of this world. So, but if you know somebody specific, yeah, you can think of somebody specific. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few that I think about when I pray that part that I think they have done a lot of damage to Israel, especially these days.
Okay.
So, yeah.
But do not exclude others. Not only whatever these two, but all others as well. Okay, Thomas. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question. Is it a sin for a person to prescribe people to eat foods that have like glyphosate pesticides in them? And I kind of double asking this question, which I shouldn't be, but what more or less what I'm getting at is it an intentional sin if someone eats unhealthy, like if they know there's pesticides and lectins and A1 proteins that attack your pancreas and can cause health problems? Is that a direct sin, a violation of the Torah?
It is an indirect sin, but it is a sin. So Rambam says that a person must do everything possible, right, and normally possible to stay healthy, because and he explained that not healthy person cannot serve God. Right? If he has this ache and he has like weakness because of this food and that food, so it takes from his serving of God. He cannot concentrate on the Torah learning. He cannot concentrate on anything. You understand? So it is indirect, but it is forbidden. So everything that is bad for us, right, for your health, is forbidden. But in the case that you're asking, I can draw the parallel with the smoking. So is smoking allowed? They say absolutely not. But is it like forbidden? It's not so simple. So if somebody smoke one cigarette, it's not going to kill him, right? It's not going to create the lung cancer or like heart issue, breathing issue, like lung issues, right? So only over the years, how many years doesn't matter. One after 1 year, after another after 50 years, doesn't make any difference. But the cumulative effect is going to, for sure, is not good. So same with these ingredients that you said. If you eat one time this like processed food, like genetically modified food, is it going to kill you? No. Twice, no, but in the long run, for sure, it's going to damage your health. So, and we obligated not to be stupid, right? And we obligated to watch our health, right? And our sages say that since the nature of the people change, nature of the people themselves change, and nature and around us change, and nature of animals change also, right? Everything changed, even from the time of Gemara that it was written. 2000, less than 2000 years, 1500, 1700, plus minus, right, years ago, right? So the nature changed, and many advices that they say in Gemara is not applicable. Even if you see Rambam, so Rambam disagree in some things. I give you example. So Rambam said that if you want to live long, and we learned in our class Hilchot Diot chapter 4, right? That there is the whole chapter. I'm not sure the whole, at least most of the chapter dedicated to the healthy living, right? And Rambam said, look, if you want to live long without being sick, I'm going to give you this advice. This formula should work. Well, what is the formula? So don't overeat, right? Meaning eat 2/3 of whatever you usually eat. So meaning get up from the table while you're still hungry. Don't eat to satiation. And we had a class today with our dear medical professional, and he said that so he learned in medical school that our brain is a little slow than our stomach. So stomach could be already full, right? But in a brain there is still no signal stop eating. You understand? So a person have to stop a little earlier, stop eating. So don't overeat. He said if you work hard, exercise. Right, exercise. Second thing, and make sure that you have loose bowels, right, so that you can go to the restaurant, eliminate like daily and maybe even a few times a day. So Rambam said if you're going to maintain these three things, so you guaranteed like a good life, long life, and that's it, right? But the sages in Gemara said no. So they give few examples when two people were carrying a rabbi, like holding by his hands, right? And they went to the bathhouse, and in the bathhouse, we have to understand it's like no plumbing, so it was like whole summer, and the water stayed there, so it was very filthy place, basically because filth from the body would stay there, like on uneven places, okay, puddles, okay. You got the idea. And there's like one board like fall in, right? And this rabbi was like falling, and him and his attendants were fallen, and he grabbed by the one hand by some pillar of stone, it was there, and by the second hand he held these two assistants, and he was don't ask me how he was able to pull himself from this hole, from the fallen, and pull this assistants. So this assistant asked him, like, Rabbi, you're such a strong person. You with one hand you pull like three of us, you and two of us. You're like, why do you need assistant to hold you, like support? It's Rabbi, with all due respect, but a little strange. And you know what he said? He said, I preserve my strength for old age. That's it. That was his answer. And it was another example in the Gemara also. Another rabbi was walking with two people, like they helped him upstairs, and the one step collapsed, and he actually he was holding the balance, and he was actually holding two other guys. So the same question, he said, I preserve my strength. Another rabbi was carried from one neighborhood to another. Looks like it. I mean, not a long distance. And something happened, and he actually saved them both, these guys, right? They same question, say, I preserve my strength. So, but Rambam said, do not preserve your health. If you want to be strong, if you want to continue functioning in this life, you have to work hard. That's what Rambam said. So it's as you see, different approach, and between them was, I don't know how many years, maybe 700 years, 800 years, plus minus, right? So not so much time, right? And from us to Rambam also there is like some adjustments. as we said today, processed food. So a person must rely on modern medicine, right? If the doctors say that this is processed food, and it says that if you continue eating, your organs are going to fail one by one, and this and that. So you're not allowed to put yourself in this situation. Absolutely not. Do you have to eat everything organic? I did not say that. I mean, if it's affordable to you, so eat organic. But don't make it like your life depend on organic, for example, right? Not processed food. Of course, you have to look the ingredients. Yeah, that's the answer.
Okay, Rabbi, I have one other question.
Please.
Is it a problem for a convert to ask more than one rabbi an opinion on something?
It's not only a problem with the convert. It's in a Hilchot Talmud Torah. So we ask what is the proper way of studying Torah, and it says there, and it says actually also. So what is the proper way, right? You go to Rabbi and you ask him. For example, I'm going to take example that we actually learn in this class from Kitzur Shel Chanorach on Tuesdays. That a person asks Rabbi, is this food kosher or not? Rabbi look at the food and says, no, it's not kosher. So the food is forbidden. And this person decided to get a second opinion from another rabbi. So he comes to the second rabbi and asks him, Rabbi, is this food kosher? Right? And of course, he has to disclose that I spoke to that rabbi and he told me it's not kosher. And you have to explain why. Right? And second rabbi cannot pronounce this food kosher, right? Cannot ever. So this food for you not kosher forever, unless the second rabbi discussed the things with the first rabbi and said, "Dear Rabbi, please take into consideration that actually this fact and actually this and that." And if he convinced the first rabbi that the food actually kosher, that he overlooks some things, no problem. If first rabbi said it's kosher, no problem, it's kosher. Okay. That's how it works with kashrus. But if the first one says it's not kosher, and second and third and 10th said it's kosher, it stays not kosher forever. Okay, for that specific person, right? But in general, we're talking about in general. Doesn't it convert the Jews for? Does not? It's a laws exactly the same for everybody. So second thing. So if a person comes to Rabbi, asks a question, whatever question, doesn't matter what question. Right, and he gets the answer, and he does not like this answer. That happens very often. He goes to the second rabbi. He has to disclose the proper. Right, I have a question, but here's my question, and I have to tell you that I already asked such and such rabbi. He gave me such and such answer. Okay, and the second rabbi give you opposite answers. So you say. One yes, one no, what should I do? I have to go to the third one. So you, rabbi shopping, right? So you go to the third one and you have to say, okay, dear rabbi, I went to this one, he said no. I went to that one, he said yes. This one said no because this and that. And that one said no because this and that. So what would you say? So if he's normal, he said, just leave me alone, right? That's a normal answer. But if he decided, so he can give you a different answer. But you must disclose what already, what psak you already got from different people. You understand? That's allowed. There is no problem. So you can go to the high authority, but you have to disclose what other people say and why. Go ahead.
So my first question, when I asked you about it being a sin to intentionally eat glyphosate or bad things in your food, I already asked another rabbi, and he told me that it was a sin. It was, that it was a sin and that was unhealthy, but it wasn't the death penalty and of the such. So that's why I asked. And then, okay, I have one more question. So let's say...
One second. Before we finish. There's never death penalty for eating forbidden foods. Right? Only maybe a person going to a chorus, like his soul is going to be cut because he ate halaf and this and that, but from Beis Din, there is... I don't think that there is a death penalty. But go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Now, let's questions. If a convert's converting and he knows there's like nothing that he can eat that's healthy, that's affordable, can he eat something that's healthy? Or I mean that's kosher and healthy and affordable. But let's say he eats one thing that's non-kosher but healthy and affordable, and it's recommended by physicians and doctors and whatnot.
No. If it's not kosher, well, we don't need food not kosher because it contaminates the soul. So the doctors can say whatever they say, and maybe they're right for other people. So when doctors, scientists give advice, so they give advice based on the effect on the general populace. So for general populace, there is no problem whatsoever. But for a Jew, it's going to affect the soul. They doctors know about the soul. They care about the soul. I mean, not Jewish or not religious doctor. They do not.
So the person while in conversion, would it affect their soul?
No, only after conversion.
Okay, so before they've converted, it's okay, but after,
yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
And then my last question is: let's say someone knows these things, and they specifically ask the rabbi questions about the actions of the person who's a convert, assuming that the light would be such that if the rabbi said, you're not supposed to do that, that it would also apply to the convert. What is a person like that? What does the Torah say about doing something like that?
I didn't get your question. So please, could you maybe rephrase it?
Let's say I'm at a shul and I'm in a group of people, and I was Jewish, and there's another guy there who's not Jewish, and he's a convert, and so I specifically think that something he does is against the Torah. So I go and I ask a question. I say, Rabbi, I'm wondering, is it okay if you do this, that, whatnot? And I'm asking, I'm kind of being, beating around the bush. I'm not saying it's because of him, but I then allow the rabbi to answer that question, and it's basically, I'm asking it because it's based off of actions that he's taken, even though it won't affect him. Is that proper to do something like that?
Yes, that's absolute. That's 100% proper. That's 100% proper. That's what we actually spoke in the beginning of the class. So what in the Sefer Chaim. So sometimes let this person be rebuked, or other people being rebuked by somebody else. So when you ask this question of a rabbi, so nobody, maybe they think maybe you ask for yourself, maybe you ask for somebody else, whatever. So but this rabbi who is the authority, let's say his opinion is authoritative in this place, in the shul, so he's going to answer. So that person who is supposed to hear the answer, he's not going to hear from you because he does not hold very high of you, but he would listen to rabbi. So you did your job. You rebuked that person, right, through somebody else. So it's absolutely proper, especially as you said beat around the bush. You like a general question. If rabbi is smart, he's going to direct to the right route, and he'd like expand on the answer. 100%. That's a proper thing to do. So you're not attacking anybody. He's not going to listen to you, but you.
Can I add to that? So let's say, for example, it's the type of question where I could be asking a question, for example, of should we be eating healthy, knowing that the food and the reason that the guy doesn't eat certain things, let's say he doesn't eat certain things because they're unhealthy. So while he's in conversion, and I could, in that scenario, he's in conversion, it won't affect him. So he's eating something that's organic, but let's say non-kosher. Or 100% grass-fed, but non-kosher. And then I pipe up, and rather than asking a question about the Kashrut laws, and why it is that they approve pesticide use, grain being fed to animals that causes, lectins and things that, cause your gut to leak, and A1 protein in milk that hits your pancreas and can get diabetes, and all these different things, rather than asking why the Kashrut is approving these things, I asked a question that would be more of a ruling question on the subject in general, but without care for how you arrive there. What's the position on that?
So first of all, I want to clarify one more thing. So if somebody in the process of conversion, we said it is like temporary leniency that we can give a person because he did not convert yet. But technically, by the day of this conversion, person has to kosher his house and eat 100% kosher and absorb all of the laws to 99.999%. You understand? So if he's still in the middle, not decided, he thinks that it's going to take him another 7 years to convert. Yeah, maybe he's never going to convert. You understand? But serious person, he's shy or she must try to do everything possible to live up to this 99%. So as Rabbi Reuven Shleiter, he always say, so when you're ready to convert, you have to be the most religious Jew that you ever know. That all the religious Jew, they're religious, very good, but you must be even more religious than them by the time you're ready to convert. So even though it is allowed in his spot right now, because he's not Jewish, right? There is no halachah to forbid them, but a person must be mentally prepared to drop these foods because they're not healthy. When? As soon as possible. You understand? So
Okay.
right, that's the question.
I kind of was more leaning towards the question of, should it be appropriate for someone to ask one question that is not as important as another? For example, if one thing is about why poisons are put in food and why the Kashrut agencies approve or make stuff, they're saying it's kosher, but they know that there's glyphosate or pesticide.
No, it has nothing to do with it's not kosher. So what not kosher if they add pig fat in that? But all of the pesticides, as you said, it is kosher. So, but we have to remember, even substance kosher, it does not mean it's recommended to eat.
So something can be unhealthy and still labeled as kosher?
Yes. Kosher, and healthy, not always the same thing. Not always the same. So are you allowed to eat kosher food? Yes. Are you obligated to it? Absolutely not. Should you be careful? Absolutely. So whatever they say, is it all of these ingredients are kosher? Ingredients are kosher. Is this food recommended? Absolutely not. You understand? And plus, we said, since it's not going to kill, it's not real poison, not going to kill the person right now, it's going to kill him gradually over time, maybe yes, maybe no. So that's why there is time it's kosher. But for example, we're trying to buy not GMO, maybe not generic, but at least not GMO. There are many foods like this. Do they cost more money? Not always. Maybe a little more, but it's worth it. Don't because we have to take care of our health.
So even though it's an unintentional sin to eat unhealthy, a rabbi who gives the kosher approval is okay to do that, knowing that there could be pests.
It is okay because it is not guaranteed. Maybe yes, maybe not everybody is going to get all of these side effects. Not sure. Somebody maybe yes, maybe not, and not right now. So because of all of the doubts, and the ingredients are kosher, so they say the ingredients are kosher. There is no non-kosher ingredients. They did not say is it good for you, it's not good for you. That's for you to find out. You understand? Even if it's meat like a glad kosher and it's healthy and organic, this and that, okay, whatever is it, all of the good quality about the meat. If you eat meat 3 times a day, big chunks, so it's going to kill you. You're going to have all of this heart disease. It's not healthy. You understand? So being kosher and healthy, is it even kosher and healthy and recommended, three different things. Very interesting, yes.
But if it was guaranteed that it was going to poison someone,
then it was not going to be allowed. If you say there is a snake poison or some poison, rat poison in there, of course, yes, it's not allowed. But otherwise, it's doubts. When it's going to happen? Is it going to happen? Okay, that's a good question. All right, any other questions? Go ahead.
I don't know if it is answered already a question from yesterday.
Okay, which one?
About if there is any problem with watching fireworks on the 4th.
Oh, it was on a chat. I didn't see it.
Yes, it was from yes.
Oh yeah, I apologize. Whoever put on chat, I apologize. So is it a problem? Okay, it's not the biggest problem in the world, but we have one of the commandments: don't go in the ways of non-Jews, of the nations around you. So and these nations around us are not allowed to make the holidays, make up holidays. They're not allowed to say that this holiday is this day is special, is a holy day. So they're not allowed to do that. So they go against HaShem when they say this day is holy for whatever reason. So we should not be part of it. Let's put it this way. I'm not sure what date is going to be, what day of the week, but if it's Monday through Thursday, we're going to have class. Beezrat HaShem. Okay. Any other questions before we finish?
Rabbi?
Yes, please.
So now that you touched on this issue of consulting 2 or 3 different rabbis, I kind of asked this question to Rabbi Reuven during Stump the Rabbi some time ago on if it's good for a person going through a process of conversion to get in a relationship, like to get in a partner, and he said that it depends on the person because sometimes process of conversion do not last the same to everyone. Like it depends on the person and where he is in the world and so on and so forth. So what would be Kabbalah Rab's approach to it? Like, is it good if a person that sees that his process of conversion is going to take a little longer than usual to get in a relationship with a person that has basically the same goals?
So you're asking a very good question, and I'm going to let me just do this 1 second. Okay. So let me start a little from pre-story, right? So pre-story goes like that. We're going to go to conversions now, but before the conversions. So I was asked these questions many times, and I gave everybody the same answer, the same answer I heard from my rabbi. So he knows better, and I saw with my own eyes. That's the consequences. And guess what? Many people did not listen. So here's the situation. So somebody is about to show for a year, 2 years, and he meets somebody else, right? And this girl, let's say girl, she's got excited, right? She's go to Shabbatons and stuff like that, and girls, boys, and having good time, very spiritual, and now they start dating without asking Rabbi. That's the problem, right? And then he asked, should I marry this girl? I want to get married. So, and we would ask, is she Shomer Shabbos? Not yet, but she will be as if we're going to get married. So the answer is you're absolutely forbidden to get married in this case. I'm talking about different case, but we're going to get that case soon, and you're going to see why. Why? Because person get excited. You know what Shabbaton is? So especially in the States, right? So people, Jews want to like inspire other Jews, and they would open their houses. And there is many rabbis in the Muncie. There is I'm not going to want to mention names because some of them on the border were heretics, right? So, but they have a good heart and they speak like very nicely, and they have a huge house like mansion, and they invite people, and there is sometimes 50, 16, 70 people at this table, like huge house. Right, and they find the places for them to stay, and all of the people around, very nice Jews, and they would allow people to stay, 5 people, 6 people, 3 people, like girls or boys, this and that, and then they got together, so they sleep, they go to eat, they go pray in some shul. So it's an amazing experience, and all of the very spiritual, and you don't have to cook, and you don't have to clean, and you don't have to do anything, right? So what could be better for a young girl? right? To see this and this married couple and so nice, so this, so that, and it looks like she likes Judaism. What is there not to like? It's like vacation, like 5-star vacation, the best food, and then you go pray with all of the girls and everybody praying, and some of them are crying. It's like out of this world experience, right? And now she started dating and this Jewish guy, and she expects that her life is going to be this Shabbaton, always, like absolutely always. But the life does not work this way. Life is that she has to clean and she has to work full time, and he works full time, and then she has to somehow cook, right? My wife, until I made her like stop working, because it was big argument. So she was working full time for many years. She would drive like 1.5 hours one way and back. It depends on the traffic, maybe 2 hours plus, right, to get back home, like very tired. And on Thursday she would cook the whole Thursday, and guess what, she would sleep 2 hours tops, like on every Thursday. It's like was ridiculous, right? So she would kill herself and then cleaning this and that. So a lot, like Shabbos, it's like real work to get prepared. So for these girls, it's like a vacation, everything vacation. So when push time come to Shabbos, so there is no big gathering. It's you and this guy. So suddenly she's not so interested. It's a little boring Shabbos for her. You understand? And the girls, even they're fragile and this and that, but they have such a power. Women have such a power, much more that they're stronger than men. Men think they're macho. No, women are very strong. And she has this character, right? Women are very strong character to bring the men down. Guaranteed. So if he's ready 100% and she is not, for whatever reason, she's going to bring him down. When? Very soon. Very fast. So we always say do not do unless until she's absorbent for, I don't know, a year or so. Prove yourself that she's stable. So the problem is many people, they're not stable. Right? They get excited and then like little kid. If you saw a little kid, 5 years old, right? He got excited, new toy, and he stopped playing. Then after 3 minutes, like toy is out, and he's walking and he's picking in his nose. He does not care about this toy. Why? He lost the interest. So same with many people. They so right before you get married, before you get in the relationship, you have to understand this, how this person is serious. Don't listen to the words. People get excited. That's I don't believe many people, right, until they prove with actions. And many times, not a few times in my life, but I beg people. I said, don't get involved. Don't start dating. Let her stay apart, and let's see. Let her prove that she's stable. Of course, when hormones rule the person's life, right? The people got married, and she decided. He said, but you said you like Shabbos. I liked Shabbos when we go to Shabbos, but in the house, I'm not going to stay in the house. I'm not going to pray in this shul. It's boring. If you're going to buy the house in Muncie and this and that, so that's a different story. And I'm going to this Shabbaton. So now she's not interested. He's excited. She's not. And guess what? She brought a few times. Women brought the men down, and the opposite is also true. So she's very excited, but he's not so much. You understand? So we have to give them time. You have to prove to be stable, and that they want to do. And same, I guess, if we switch to the converts, same with converts. I mean, they you know how many people I gave material about what to be a Jew, and 98% never came back to me. I didn't say anything. I had a class, right? Welcome to Judaism. Welcome to Judaism, a book that recommended by our converted syllables, right? So, like simple book, and guess what? Many people read. Oh, that's it's not only a story about Baal Shem Tov. It's not about praying with fire. That about the miracles. That it's more than that. You have to know how to cut the nails. So, and people, they're not interested. You understand? So you have to make sure so that person is very stable. Meaning what? That she or he is going to go to conversion right? Or be religious in case of the observant Jew, Balshua. Whether you're going to be religious, not going to be religious, whether you're going to marry or not going to marry, they're going to, for example, conversion full force. With you or without, it does not matter. It's between her, let's say this girl, and HaShem. So you are there, good. You're not there, also good, because HaShem is there. You understand? So unless there is somebody like that, yes, you can start a relation. But otherwise, absolutely not. It's too risky, too much in the land. But hormones can get to the per person head, and he does not think with rationally, but with differently. Okay, that's the complete answer, I would say, to that question. And many people fail. They did not listen. They fail. I mean, what can I do? Very sad. Go ahead.
Thank you, Rabbi. So yeah, that was an amazing answer. Thank you, Rabbi. So would it make sense to say that when push comes to shove, like the person is definitely gonna have like an easier time going through a conversion process while single, right? Like, well, being single most of the time, like.
So if for example a person going through conversion, find another person who going through conversion, they do in parallel. He was going for 2 years, she was going for 2 years, and she's close to convert with him or without him. Like this strong person, it's like between her and HaShem. That's it. If it's going to be partner, it's going to be partner, and then it's always it's like. It depends on the situation, but I mean, like case by case basis. But if both of them are strong, they can get involved, absolutely. But if any doubts, if person just get excited, as I see many times, these people say, "Look, Rabbi, how many classes? I want to participate in all the classes. I send the schedule. The guys attended a few classes and they dropped. Just stop it." So, okay, go ahead.
No, I want to say thank you. That was an amazing answer.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome. So it's again, I'm speaking about experience, from my experience, from other rabbis' experience, and it's very unfortunate. So people like overestimate themselves and overestimate the partners, and they, especially when when they fell in love or hormones play their role, so they get blinded, unfortunately. So that's why you need somebody who can think rationally. Okay. Any other questions before we stop? Okay, no problem. So we stop here. So Beezrat HaShem, it was a very successful week. We learned a lot, Baruch Hashem. Many questions, so keep the questions coming. I like the questions, so we can like expand our learning. It's not only this subject, even though subject it's diamonds, right? It's diamonds for sure, but we can know the answer for other topics as well. Okay, thank you very much. I wish everybody good Shabbos and restful Shabbos, and remember, learn Torah. That's the main thing. Okay. Good night. Take care. Until Monday, Beezrat HaShem. Thank you. Thank you.